Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Taco Tully, and I'm joined, as always, on this fine Tuesday by the host of Something Smart, Johnny Van Frank. Johnny, what's going on, buddy? How's my best friend Bill?
Bill, play the intro. Bill, do we have the intro today? We're not doing the intro again.
The intro already happened.
We're gonna have to negotiate this. But hello, it is me. It is Johnny Van Frank. I am here. Yes, I am here. It is cold. I am freezing, but I'm here just for you.
Well, I
Just
appreciate that you're
for
here.
you, Mr. Taco Tully. Just for you.
I greatly
Not just
appreciate
you,
that. It's
all
good.
the fans out there. I know they love me so much. I appreciate you. Just remember,
Yeah, your taco vibe attracts your taco tribe. Yeah, I know that.
no,
I,
not
that's
not
that's what I
no
say at the end
no
of every show.
no no. Yeah, you didn't pick it up as quickly as I thought you would, but that's okay. We'll workshop it.
Yeah,
Workshop
it's
it. We're
fine.
good. We're
Anyway,
good.
welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Make sure to hit that
Look like
QR
a
code in the top
lumberjack.
left corner. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. And you look like you got a little something right there. Anyway, we got some great stuff happening on the show this week, you guys. We have two massive interviews that Mr. Cincinnati and the podcast dad are going to be doing. Two.
Two of them.
Two interviews. I don't know how
Two
they
of them.
do it. I can barely spend a half hour with you, but, they work really hard. So I'm excited for them for this moment. We've got Wind Down Wednesday coming up with Mr. Cincinnati and the podcast dad, and they will be taking their talents on Thursday over to the On the Mark podcast for the first main event mixer. You excited for him, huh?
I'm always excited for them. They paid my bills, so yes, I'm very excited.
No, they bought me a
And
belt,
Johnny's got
so
a lot of bills. He's got about 14 cars. Fun fact.
you only got one ass.
I got a lot of ladies, buddy.
No, you don't. Anyway, let's get started. We'll talk some Monday Night Raw.
We can talk some Monday Night Raw and the return that we have all been waiting for.
Yeah,
He's
chicken taco.
Shut up. He is back from a long hiatus, and he has found Raw. Veer has returned, and
He
man,
did.
I could not be any more excited.
I think I
Overall,
know where you want to start.
overall, the match, meh.
It was good, not great. It was fine.
I don't even know if it was good.
It was fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. I'm,
I
I'm
think
we're trying to be uplifting here. You know what I
I
call
think
that?
I think we kind of figured out why Jinder hasn't been on TV a lot. He's not the best wrestler in the world. Let's be honest.
He's not, but Seth.
That's
Seth
great.
Seth did what he could with the tools that are given to him. Overall, I really didn't hate the match. There was exactly one moment where I thought that the title would change hands, and that was after the interference with Indus Sher. What are you doing now?
Bill, come on, Bill, you're messing with me now. See, you wanted him back. You remember that, right? You were like, "Oh, we need Bill back," and now Bill's messing with me. What are you doing, Bill? Oh, all right, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Sorry about that.
Can I
Technical
finish?
difficulties there. Little technical difficulties. Go ahead.
The kick out spot with the Colossus, that was what I thought was going to be the end all be all. For a second, I did bite and think that there would be a new champion, but in the end, Seth retains. No real surprise.
Did you really think there would be a new champion?
Anything is possible.
In all honesty, in your heart of hearts, Taco, did you think they were gonna do it?
There was one moment where they had me.
No,
There was exactly one.
not me. I'm smarter than you. Just remember that.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, the match was. I think the match was what it was. It wasn't anything spectacular in my eyes. I think it was just fine. I don't know if this will mean a long-term push for Jinder. I'm hoping, maybe we'll get a little bit better of a role for Jinder. I think Indashir should be on television. I think that's a good group to have overall. But I don't know if this was. I think it got a little bit overhyped on online over the last couple days. So I don't know if it lived up to the billing. I think we'll see Jinder in the Rumble, which I'm totally happy with. And I don't know what this means for him. We can get to kind of the other news that came out During the match, Seth was selling a knee injury, but it kind of looks like it's more of a shoot, brother.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, as far as the match itself, again, was what it was. Yes, social media did kind of help to create some interest around it. The match didn't necessarily live up to it. That's okay. I think that with Indus this is a great time to slot Veer and is it Songa? Is that
Sure.
his name? Okay, I just want to make sure I get it right. Let's try to get their names right. There's another tag team to add to the ranks. This is a very tag team heavy episode of Monday Night Raw. Jinder could easily settle into a mid card role, challenging for the Intercontinental Championship at some point down the line. I don't think that Gunther is going to hold that title for the rest of the year, so there is going to be a void to fill and some potential challengers that need to be lined up for the likes of Chad Gable potentially, or
Yeet.
exactly, main event Jey Uso. We saw that. I mean, all it took was a stare down between Jey and Kaiser to see, hey, this might be a road to WrestleMania story potentially. I know that we still got Jimmy and Jay loading. I don't know how we get there yet, but
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Come on, Taco. Taco, you were having an off day. Take another bite of your taco. I can tell you how we're going to get there. They're going to have a spot in the Rumble. Come on. Booking 101, pal.
do I not get to finish my opinions when you're on this show?
No. Have we have how long have we been doing this?
You got me so frustrated. You got me so frustrated that my taco shell's ripping and I can't even finish. Has anybody got a fork?
Unprofessional. This is
Unprofessional.
This is why I can't work with the man that often. This is hard on me too. This is hard on me too.
There's that contract biting me in the ass again.
It's not your contract.
Well, okay. There's my
you don't have a
contract biting me in the ass. Yeah.
You're like one of these. I don't know. You're not a. What's the word I'm looking for? And you're an independent contractor. I am the contract man. You look like a lumberjack.
And my light just went out. What is going on today?
The lighting is weird today. I don't know. My lighting is all messed up. It's because you made one taco. You had that whole thing and you got one taco.
Well, it's because I ate the other two already.
What do you mean you ate the other two?
You were late.
I'm sorry. What time did this show kick off?
The show kicked off at 8:30. What is?
Is the Undertaker there? What's happening?
This is.
I did not hear a gong. I did not hear a gong.
We're getting off track here, and we got a lot that we've got to go over. So, yeah, Seth Rollins, back to your point, knee injury. Turns out that was possibly real. Cultaholic did a video today. It allegedly took about an hour for Seth to be able to put any weight on that leg. If he is seriously hurt, this is not good. We have seen WrestleMania when the injury bug hits, and they usually aren't great. Losing Charlotte Flair is one thing. Losing Seth Rollins is quite another.
Put him on ice. Put the man on ice. He doesn't need to be at the Rumble. He doesn't need to be in Perth. Wrap that guy in bubble wrap until we get to WrestleMania. Papa H, you know, and I know, and Taco knows, Punk and Rollins is a money feud. You do not want to save that and risk having Rollins be injured for a long time. You see what happened to AEW. You see what happened. Hunter, you've been in the game long enough, pun intended, to know, don't do it. Do not do it. Let the man heal up. Let the man cut promos. I'm perfectly happy if we don't see a match with CM Punk, with Seth Rollins until they touch at Mania. Just have them talk to each other. Have them go at it verbally on the mic. That will sell the match. Wrap them up in bubble wrap. Do not risk it.
Yeah, I mean,
or the biscuit.
It's one thing to have Seth Rollins work every PLE in 2023. He was the workhorse that year. They were still trying to figure out their world title picture. I understand it. This is a very different WWE in 2024 than it was even at April, May of 2023. No reason to risk a marquee money main event that will print money. If he is going to do anything at the Rumble, just talk. Doesn't need to get in the ring. I'm fine if he does not have a match at the Royal Rumble. We usually only have 4 to 5 matches anyway. 2 of those are going to be the respective Rumbles. We know that we've got Logan Paul and Kevin Owens. We know that we've got the Fatal 4-Way for the Undisputed Championship. That's fine. Roman and Seth don't need to work the same show.
I think
one or
a
the other is
four
perfectly
match.
fine.
I think a 4-match card would be perfect. I'm okay
Yeah.
with it
Yeah,
because
podcast dad needs to sleep.
if you do, no, not that. Don't listen.
You
Podcast
tell me
dad
I
is
was wrong.
fine. Podcast dad is fine. That guy gets paid plenty to he'll be fine.
He gets a little logie by 10.
He gets a little what?
He gets a little logie by 10. All right, it's fine.
A logie?
He gets a little
Like
logie.
the thing that comes up in your throat when you're all snotty?
No, you're thinking of a loogie.
Loogie. Yes, Luigi. That's another good one. Where are we? Where am I?
Really wish I was with Chris, Calvin, Cool Chris, and Todd right now doing this show.
So here's the thing. Here's my question on Chris and Cool Chris. So is the other Chris not as cool?
He is. It's just that the other one is even cooler.
Is he cold?
Usually, yeah, all the time.
Does he just wear shorts? What happens there?
No, he's just
take me into your friends.
Just naturally,
I'm interested.
That's just.
Come on.
No, that's okay.
No, you're always talking about Tad, Dad, and Cool Chris. Let's go.
No, Chris, Calvin, Cool Chris, Todd Jr., and Ray Ray. It doesn't matter, okay? We were all in Bali last weekend. We had a great time. And also, we got to watch Paul Walter Hauser. Shout out to him getting that supporting actor nominee or Emmy. And he called out Matt Cardona and Kota Ibushi in his acceptance speech, which was basically a rap. He had more bars than John Taffer. Let's get back to wrestling now, if you don't mind.
I didn't know half the people you said.
I know you didn't. So again, let's go back into Monday Night Raw. How about that new set? How you like it?
I think that's a 1 week thing, isn't it?
No. This is brand new.
I think it's a 1 week thing. I think I saw something online that said it's a 1 week thing because they couldn't get the full stage due to the weather. So
that would suck. I mean, I like
so
this better.
So you see that lighter and that idea bubble you just popped in.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. A lot of great tag team matches, 2 men's tag team matches, 2 women's tag team matches. Look at Papa H setting the tone for the tag team division early in 2023. Remember how we noticed a lot towards mid to late last year? There was a lot of renewed focus on building up the mid-card titles. Now we're seeing them do the same thing with the tag team division. DIY getting a huge win over JD and Dirty Dom. And then we had Awesome Truth taking on Priest and Finn Balor. R-Truth continues to remain the best part about Judgment Day in 2024. Whatever reason this is working, it just is, and I'm loving this, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
What a silly goose that guy. He is just...
He is.
He's making it watchable. He's giving Judgment Day kind of a sidebar to not be in the main event scene like they were until that lead up to War Games, where it seemed like it was every week. It was the same match over and over. This has breathed a little bit of new life into the Judgment Day. And I think my bold prediction, I'll put it on the ticker, my bold prediction, Johnny Van Frick's bold prediction, go ahead and type it on the ticker, is that Damian Priest is going to feel bad for R-Truth when they turn. And I think that is how we're going to get the face turn of Damian Priest. Is he's going to come to the rescue of R-Truth. And that's where you're going to see the breakup of the Judgment Day. Put it on the ticker. And that is Johnny's bold prediction of the day. Put it on the ticker.
Well, I like it. Now, my question for
you
is, does this...
Don't. He's not here.
Does this happen before or after WrestleMania?
I would say after WrestleMania.
Okay.
Don't ask me why, because I don't know.
That's
I don't know. I just don't know what Papa H is going to do. Put it on the ticker that the Judgment Day is still selling merch like hotcakes, right?
Yeah.
So you probably don't want to break them up quite yet.
No, especially now they got these new shirts.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
What is the new shirt?
So it's the one that's got all their names, and then R-Truth is in duct tape, and then the Three Amigos shirt with R-Truth, Tom, and Nick Mysterio. Still wonder if Nick Mysterio's okay, but I did catch him in Bali over the weekend.
Just gold.
Seems to be doing fine.
Just gold.
Yeah.
Just gold. The man, R-Truth, either should be a coach in the PC when he's done, or he should be on that creative team. Because the man just has endless ideas. And he can sell anything. He's fantastic. He's a great part of the part of Raw right now. He's making it watchable. DIY with a very big win, I think a very important win to establish them as top contenders for those tag team champions. My question for you, Taco Tule, is
Yes, I know how to say the word championship.
don't you start with me. The
I
camera's
just did.
backwards, so I don't know where I'm pointing, but don't you start with me. The question I have for you: does DIY win the Unified Tag Team Champions? Or will DIY win the Raw Tag Team Champions? Go Taco. Put on the ticker.
I would like to see them win the Raw Tag Team Championships because there are enough teams to split these belts now. When that happens, I don't know. I could see there being a crescendo to WrestleMania where we start
Beautiful
to see
word.
that tension. Thank you. That tension within Judgment Day, and then maybe going into this next wrestling season, so to speak, is when we see again, because Finn will eventually have something to say or do about R-Truth and his presence with the Judgment Day, as you so eloquently explained. That if they can't work together, then they might have to find some way to split these titles up. And I mean, Priest is obviously going to go out on his own, but Dom, JD, and we don't know what's going to happen with Rhea yet either, based on this interaction that we saw with Becky Lynch that we'll get to here in a little bit. I don't know. I think that WrestleMania will be kind of that schism point for splitting these titles up.
Schism. You see a schism return. Good for you.
4 roots, 1 tree.
Do you think, and there's another wild idea, so I don't want your thoughts anymore, but here's another wild idea of how we can split these titles.
Hit me.
And I know Eric is not a big fan per se of tournaments.
The stakes have to be appropriate.
I know he's not a big fan of tournaments.
Those cost a lot of money.
What?
Nothing.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Okay. That's what I thought. Could you have a tournament on SmackDown and a tournament of Raw to determine the number one contenders for each of the titles, and then have night 1 Judgment Day defend the Raw, and then night 2 Judgment Day defend the SmackDown, and they lose both of them, and that's where you see the tension happen.
I really like that,
Thank
especially
you.
because once the night after WrestleMania hits, then we're about 2 months away from that Money in the Bank contract expiring. Now, it would be risky to wait until Backlash to see how this all plays out, but I mean, at that point, once those titles are off of Priest, then he should focus solely on trying to cash in with the little time that he has left. I don't necessarily see another cash-in attempt happening. I mean, certainly, I don't see it happening at the Rumble. Especially given what's going on with Seth. I don't think that they should even try to do anything to put him in a position where he has to do something physical.
No.
If this knee injury is as serious as people are concerned that it might be, we don't know anything yet. But if it is, better safe than sorry on this. So yeah, I think post WrestleMania should be. I mean, and I would like to see that as part of the story, as well as there is a time crunch here. There is a time crunch, and also shout out to Kyle at Main Event Network here. Thanks for joining.
Hello,
us
thank you for joining us. It is me, the host, Johnny Van Frank. We appreciate you tuning in. Yes, I know the lighting is not great on both ends. Eric has some technical difficulties with the crew in the back. It's having an effect on us. Taco and I are persevering through the technical difficulties. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Another question for you, Taco Tule. To freshen up the Money in the Bank a little bit, could this be, because we've never seen it before, could this be the first time we see the Money in the Bank contract expire? And that's what causes the breakup.
I do not want to see that at any point in time just yet. That I don't know what happened. I mean, how does that benefit? I am intrigued, but how does that benefit Priest in the long run?
He gets out of the Judgment Day.
Okay, yeah, but then if he lets it expire, then he's without a world title shot, and we're all about rehabbing the credibility of the cash-ins.
But if he's
So
if he's a
I think if you let
sympathetic
it
babyface,
expire, I don't necessarily want to see Damian Priest play that sympathetic babyface. That's just me personally. I don't want to see that for him because there's too much momentum behind him and everything he's done as far as look at his match with Bad Bunny and taking him to a potential match of the year contender in 2023 and everything that he's done with the Judgment Day. I just don't want to see that happening to him. He's already going to go to bat for R-Truth. It's something that you've already predicted. That's one thing enough that he's going to go sacrifice this group he's been with for the better part of 2 years to help out R-Truth. I think that's sympathy enough. I don't necessarily want to see him have an expired Money in the Bank opportunity. I think that's just cop out.
hey,
Be better.
I was throwing the idea out there. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean anything.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
You should be. You need to apologize.
Yeah. Well, Santo. Anyway, Rhea and Becky Lynch finally faced off for the first time in a very long time and had a great promo segment here. Seems like that's what we're getting at WrestleMania. I don't necessarily think that Becky wins the Rumble, but I could see her winning Elimination Chamber in person.
They are laying the seeds, though, of doubt that, okay, Becky might win the Rumble. We never know what we assume that Bayley's going to win it. We assume that CM Punk is going to win it. But they're setting up multiple people to win these Rumbles, and I think that was a good job by the WWE to establish Becky as one of those main challengers and someone that you could see winning the Rumble. You could see her. I could see the final two being her and Nia, and that's how Becky gets her revenge back on Nia, is eliminating her. Like, there are scenarios where I can see Becky Lynch winning this Rumble, and I would be okay with that because you could still continue to tell the story with Damage Control. So I really like the segment. I really like how they're building this Rumble up because we think there are favorites, but there might not be favorites.
When is the last time that we saw a Royal Rumble that had this many people that were credible challengers to win the Royal Rumble? It's been a very long time.
1993.
I was going to say 92. But
who won that Rumble?
1992?
3.
Oh, 1993. That was Yoko. First time that the WrestleMania match stipulation was used. I remember that because Mr. Cincinnati got it wrong on Stump the Smart. It is what it is. No big deal. But Kyle also points out top 3 best odds to win the Women's Rumble: Bayley, Becky, and maybe Jade Cargill.
Move Jade out of there. Replace her with Sasha.
Yeah. I gotta wait for that return to be seen. I'm not even gonna speculate on her anymore because I'm just so tired anymore.
I don't think Jade debuts and wins the Rumble. I don't think that happens.
Yeah, I don't either. I do think that her WrestleMania program will be set up in this match. I do agree with that. But I don't necessarily want to see, and yes, that is a huge if Mercedes shows up.
We don't know.
What happened. Yeah, we don't. We'll wait and see.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Yeah, she might not, and that's okay. We're just going to wait until the 27th, see what hits our screens, and leave it at that. But yeah, I do think this would also be fun. Jade versus Bianca would feed families. I don't see why you can't. You can kick this program. You could kick a run off with this program with Bianca. I don't see why you can't make them These are rivals that you can put together whenever you need to over the course of your career. It's a very Brett and Shawn, Rock and Austin kind of thing. Just because hashtag Black Girl Magic is all the rage in 2024, as it should be. Then I want to see this match happen.
Who wins?
Between these two?
Yeah.
I say you get Jade to win at WrestleMania. Bianca's goated. She would not be hurt by a loss at WrestleMania to Jade Cargill. Not at all.
I disagree.
That's fine.
I disagree with you.
About you.
Because I don't know if she's established enough in the crowd's eyes. I know what better way to establish her than to have her beat Bianca on the grandest stage of them all. I don't know.
Hey, I think that Jade getting the win against Bianca at WrestleMania would do more for her career than Fandango getting the win against Chris Jericho at WrestleMania did for him.
That's a dirty dango to you.
Yeah, dirty dango now, okay?
You call me a dirty dingo, I will fight you.
Dirty dangles, boys.
Look at that water bottle. You're getting all fancy over there. Good for you.
Trying to. Yeah,
Staying hydrated. Hydration is a very important thing to do. Let's talk about the other match.
Which match?
The other tag match.
Men's or women's division?
Well, the women's.
Okay. We had Chelsea Green, Piper Niven taking on Candice and Indy. Candice and Indy getting the win with an assisted lion salt finish, something I really hadn't seen before. I thought that was really cool. And then we had Shayna and Zoe taking on Tegan and Natalia.
I don't care about that one.
Shayna and Zoe getting the win. What? Okay, well, I'm just trying to run through this. We're coming up on the end of our time here. If you're going to continue,
I know you keep talking.
I'm trying to get this wall recap. You know what? Good.
The Indy Candice one is way more important because
of how fast it was.
Well, there's that. But because that is another set of challengers now beating the former champions, they are setting up multiple challengers for the new champions to have to overcome. And I like that they're building a tag division. We haven't seen Candice and Indy in God knows how long. And now they're establishing them, getting some wins, getting them familiar again with the crowd. It also pairs with DIY winning. And if you noticed in their promo, DIY said, we're going to do it ourselves in our way. Hey. Come on home, Austin Theory. Come on home.
Yeah, that'd be cool, but I also still like the Grayson Waller tag team. We'll see what happens.
Grayson Waller's got bigger and better things.
Trade. Okay.
You and I agree.
I know.
Always been a Grayson Waller fan here.
No, you haven't. Anyway, any final thoughts on a very well-balanced episode of Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, overall, pretty good. We didn't even talk about the Cody, Drew Punk dynamic that they have going on, but that should be...
Left his face on the ground.
That should be fun next week. Punk throughout the challenge, so we'll finally get that face-to-face. And yeah, like I said, good build to the Rumble. We have multiple people that I could see winning, and I would be happy with it. Veer is back. Watch your backs, because that man will make money. Mark my words.
I must say that I actually agree with you on that one.
Thanks,
so
Bill.
we will leave it at that. I'm sure that we will have more to discuss with Monday Night Raw as we go throughout the week. NXT is tonight. I think that we'll be determining Lyra Valkyria's challenger at Vengeance Day in a Battle Royal. We got Lyra and Tatum Paxley taking on Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez as well.
Going?
Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic continues. Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams taking on Malik Blake and Idris Inoue. Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne versus the LWO as well. Should be a fun set of matches here. Remember, hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe. 2 great interviews dropping this week. A brand new Stump the Smart, Wind Down Wednesday with the Wrestling Junkies. Joining the On the Park podcast for the main event mixer. We have a great week ahead. Help us to run those numbers up. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Cincinnati and the podcast dad will be back tomorrow. So for Johnny Van Frank, I'm Taco Tully. Remember, your taco vibe attracts your taco tribe. See you guys next week.
Thanks.